Hi guys, welcome back to We Are Gonna Talk About It. And today we are talking about something interesting, fear of missing out, or translate as people usually call it, FOMO. And due to public demand, we brought back the right person for the topic. So I'll let him introduce himself and we'll dive right in.
Hi everyone, my name is Layton Barunji. Most of you know me as that guy, but I'm here to change the narrative. You really brought me for the worst episode, honestly.
Pornography.
I had people at work asking me, wow, that was really bold. And I was like, no, you guys got it all wrong. I really not the expert you guys
I'm
think
not
I
like
am.
the expert, just like that. I'm a victim of circumstance.
Exactly. But wow, I'm honestly glad to be back here and I'm excited because we're going to touch a few subjects that... But yes, let's go on.
Okay, I think let's just dive right in. I want us to start like a bit small. So what would you say friendships, because this is going to lay like groundwork for what we are going to be talking about. What would you say a true friendship to you is in your own perspective?
Okay. I think a true friendship to me, in my perspective, obviously embodies love, sacrifice, and to be honest, these days, all we need is peace. All you need is peace in a friend. I mean, where would you have more people that are going to stress you out and make you feel like it's a burden, to relate with them? So I feel like it should embody love, peace, sacrifice. What's a true friendship to you?
It's
we are friends, right? So,
so as I did that line,
Exactly.
I think it's more of sacrifice and showing up. I think it's discipline in a way. It's its own kind of discipline. You don't show up when you want to, only when you want to, but always showing up and trying to show up.
So you have to be reliable.
Friendship. Reliable. Yeah. I think to me, friendships are loyalty and reliability. Compromise as well. So I would go with reliability, compromise and loyalty. Yeah.
That's valid. That's valid. So today's topic is fear of missing out. So have you ever experienced FOMO?
Yeah. A lot actually. Like in years of uni, even now a little bit, not as much as before, but in years of uni, because you would feel like that's the only stage to connect. We didn't have like definite definitions of this is my friend. We would grade acquaintances and colleagues and comrades as friends. So all those people would be in your bracket of friends. So you'd want them to be your friends or treat them as friends, obviously. So now the only time you would connect, it's not like you're going to call them and they're going to come at your home or what. The only time you'd connect is out. But now it has become a habit. This is a way you connect and it's lovely and you love being there and you love the vibes, you love the dancing with them. But then it reaches a point where you can no longer make it. Maybe because you're caught up, maybe you're doing what, maybe you just don't have the money sometimes to keep up with them. And then it translates into this fear of, oh, my friends are having fun without me. And I feel like our friendship is dying. So in a way, in my head, it was like that friendship was tied to the fun. Like if we are not going out, I'm not going to call you tomorrow morning. It's either we are out, we spend, we drink, we laugh, but tomorrow morning, everyone is doing their own thing. That's it. So it became kind of a compromising situation. And it also kind of enlightened me that you have to define friends and have a definite definition of friends. So look through all those people you're hanging out with. How many people do you call friends? And then my list reduced from like 40 to like 3. And I was like, wow.
Okay, that's valid. For me, the FOMO I'd say I experienced was actually, for us, it all started from YOLO. I feel like from the moment we understood the meaning of YOLO,
you only live once.
That's where all my problems started from. Because now you're thinking, you only live once. I'm never going to be this age again. I'm never going to have these moments again. And that's something you've told me.
Yeah.
We're never going to have this exact moment again. So it's either we do this now or we never do it again. And so for me, that's where all my problems started from. Because now I couldn't have this balance in my life of, yes, let me have fun, but let me also prioritize other things in my life. It was always, when my friends call, I have to be there. I must be there. I don't have to be there. I must be there.
That was like your way of showing
because
up.
You only live once. And some people have told us this is the age when you're going to get to do so many things. You're going to have fun. When you grow older, you're going to be more responsible. You're going to have so many things in your life that you can't be doing these same things. And if you miss this stage, then it's going to hurt you or cost you in the future because now you want to do these same things at a time when you shouldn't be doing them, which is valid. I do understand their point of view, but I also feel like that shouldn't be a whole pass to just do anything now at this age and regret later. So for me, that's what sort of, canceled the FOMO culture. I had to sit back and ask myself, okay, fine. yes, sometimes we do have fun. Sometimes you're like, I could have skipped it and nothing would have happened. So I had to ask myself, really, what's this whole idea of FOMO? And I think for me, it started with social media. I feel like that was the ultimate source of FOMO, Snapchat.
Yeah.
So let me ask my
social
question.
media, yeah.
With the vibes on Snapchat and in real life, are they the same?
Honestly, before, the truth is, social media is very compromising. Because now I realize one thing: everyone who has gone out, they want to prove they're having fun. So it's a whole loop, yeah.
Exactly.
So now when you see the Snap thing, because it became like routine, and I've never been a person for like cameras and stuff. I hated that jazz because maybe I was self-conscious, but whatever reason it was, I just didn't like being on camera or being like taking pictures.
Yeah,
but then it became like a routine. Every time we are out, someone is like, let's capture this moment, which is a good mantra, by the way. Like before I used to despise it because of my own problems, but when I grew older, I was like, capturing the moment is nice. But then it became obsessive. It kind of consumed people. It became the idea of having fun. Like you go out with a certain friend group. Now, you know, in uni, you know very many people if you've been lucky and you're extroverted. So you have friends that do not mix sometimes. So now you're out with this friend group. They're like, oh man, where is the other friend of yours? Like, they're not, let's show them we're having fun. They don't say it, let's show them, but you can read the energy.
You take a picture of a bottle.
Yeah, that's the, you can read the energy that they're trying to show the other friend group. Like, man, we're having more fun than you.
Exactly.
So maybe you should, you know, up your standard. And it happens every single weekend, something. Because now if you test it out yourself, you see the snaps on like, oh, guys are out on Silo today. Then you tell in your head, you know what? This is so fun. I'll be out to Silo next week on Friday.
Not even that. It could even be that night.
Okay, by the way, that night.
Wow, this guy's at Silo, man. I have to.
Let me try all my means to make it there. Then you like get your savings and you go to Silo. Only to find it's basic. It's
half empty.
And you're like, how come the snap was? So I think it was feeding us half reality.
Exactly.
Yeah, like you only got one perspective and it kind of fed your mind that you're missing out on something you really don't.
It's the same idea of everyone posts, you know, what they want you to see on the social media, you know, their best side of life. So I feel like it's the same thing, you know?
Yeah, it is.
So many times, like me, there's times when I feel like, no, I'm going to take some time off. I'm not going to go out, you know? But the more you see the snaps, the more you feel like, man, is this really worth it? I'm missing out on so much. But you know, and that's the thing. Do we really ever miss out?
Do we? By the way, that's complicated. Do we ever miss out?
Because I feel like you create the moments that last a lifetime. So do you really ever miss out?
If you're not in the moment, then technically it would be you're missing out if you're not in the moment to experience it with the people. Let me say your family, it's like, okay, like a basic example. Your family has traveled without you. So you've missed out. So I think maybe you just have to shorten the definition of missing out. Are you subject to every other person? Now, for example, let me say you've narrowed down your friend group to 3 people. That means the only time you ever miss out is if these 3 people do something without you. But if now you've not had a definite definition for friendship, or for the people you call friends in your life, that means you're subject to missing out like 100 times because you know like 100 people and you call all of them friends, even though deep down in your heart, you know you're true people. And that leads me to this question I wanted to ask you. Do you think we only make friends with people we have the same interests with? Or should that be the way friendships are made?
I don't think so. Because, I mean, could we say that going out is a shared interest?
For you and I?
Yeah.
Is it?
It could be. Okay, let's say it is. Does that automatically make us friends? Because I've seen so many people that may have shared interests, but they're not friends. I feel like they're just together in that moment because it's comfortable.
Okay.
Something like that.
It makes sense. You have like someone to be around all the time, to do what you love with you. But they eventually grow into friendships, I think. Okay, now let me say you have a friend who doesn't like going out. Right? Like he's really detached from going out genuinely, but you love going out. Where do you draw the line?
No, I feel like compromise. There you could compromise, but I feel like that makes our point distant. Put it this way. You've been to the bar. You've met people that you clearly know have issues with each other, but they're sharing the same space.
Yeah, what's that about?
They have the same interest. They're out, maybe They know each other.
Mm.
But that doesn't automatically make them friends, does it? They're just sharing a space. They have the same interests. They're just sharing a space. But they're
True.
not really friends.
Yeah.
And that's where you find issues like, man, this guy comes, but he doesn't contribute. Because I mean, that's the culture. Those are the small issues you're gonna find. This guy comes, he doesn't contribute.
Yeah, they focus on the petty issues.
Or this guy comes, he doesn't respect our partners, you know?
Oh. Yeah, he's talking to everyone like
He's talking to
we need to
everyone,
be invited.
does with everyone.
Yeah.
So I don't think
Mm.
it automatically qualifies you as friends.
Okay, now that's interesting. Now, on that very point you've jumped on, now let me say you have a friend, you guys have shared interests, you both love going out, but let me say you're in a different financial situation, they're in a different one. And now this person is genuinely, like, let me say broke, they have not like found themselves yet.
Yeah.
And at this age, it's very common because someone
That's
can
true.
get a deal, you will not get the deal. And they have money, miscellaneous income to spend, and you do not have it. But then you also love going out with this person. So every time you take them out, they do not contribute. So what do you have to say about that contributing culture? Like contributing to fit in? What's the word? Because in like Kampala bars, it's like the norm. Or Kampala restaurants, whatever, even birthdays. If we go out, you have to pull your own weight. Even if I have the weight to pull you, you have to pull it. It's like a form of, I don't know, it's like a boundary of sort.
Okay,
Like
yeah,
if you
I
do
hear
not do it, then you're being mean or you're being not ungrateful, inconsiderate to the rest of us who are pulling our own weight. But then I genuinely can, but then I want to spend time with you guys. So maybe we are enforcing the capitalistic standard of if you're broke, man, just remain at home. And do you think it should be like that?
Funny. No. But, okay, I think about it in 3 ways. The first is, if we are friends, honestly, you shouldn't mind pulling someone's weight because, you know, at the end of the day, this friendship goes beyond money. Because as we said, the whole point of us going out is to create lasting memories. Something we'll look at and say, that was fun. So why would you spoil all of that by involving something as trivial as money? But this goes 2 ways. If you know that your friend pulls your weight, I think the onus should also be on you to respect that and know that, man, you shouldn't take it for granted. It's not that every time that you should be that guy. Why are you laughing? Don't laugh. You shouldn't be that guy every time. So those are what? Those are the 2 ways. The third way is, if you plan to go out, why are you going out without anything? Like, I mean, like, the world we live in today, there's things you can do that don't need money. So do those things.
But then now that's where
It's
the point
not a
of
must.
let me say my interest is like, okay, I love really going out, but then I have like an extra interest of
But you
a
can go out to
movie.
do other things.
But I want to do them with the people I love.
You don't have to always go out for a movie. You can go out to take a walk with a friend.
Okay, now let me put it this perspective. Later when you're a DJ, obviously I have to show up for your events. And also now we are going to draw the line of, now, for example, let me say you're in a business that requires me to go out every single time. For example, now you've become a DJ. That means the obligation now falls to me. I have to support you as a friend. Then now every time you're playing, I have to show up. But there are times I generally don't have the money. But I still feel it in my gut that I have to show up for later on today. Maybe you're saying, today we are launching or celebrating 50 years, whatever the case may be, but it's an important day for you. Maybe you're making a milestone in your DJing career. But then I keep showing up, like, let me say you DJ twice a week, then I have to show up that twice a week. But then sometimes I don't have money. If I don't show up, probably you'll think that, man, fake friend. But when I show up without money, the people I'm with are also thinking, man, this guy should really style up. Why is he moving out with nothing? So it's like a dilemma. It's a conundrum of sorts. So what do you do in such a situation?
First of all,
Do you talk to your friend and you're like, man, it's how I'm not going to...
yeah, I think you should be able to. Because I mean, if they're really your friend, then whereas they are the person you're going to celebrate, sometimes they can pull through. They can pull your weight. Because I mean, there's nowhere where it says you have to be there. There's nowhere. If they're your friend, they should be understanding. You should be able to tell them that, man, today I just don't think I can make it. If they really want you to come so badly, they'll stretch out a hand, you know? They'll say, it's okay, you come. Maybe I have your transport. Drinks, we'll figure it out, you know? That's a start. But you can be honest. You can open up and tell them. See, that's why I think personally for me, it's more of, I would love my friends to come through, But I also know where to draw the line when I feel like now this is getting out of hand.
Mm.
You know? I feel like no, this is the part where we draw the line. Let me take some time off. Let me figure it out. Then I come back. You know? So I feel like that's how it should be. And so, which brings us back to our main point, our main agenda, FOMO. FOMO, honestly, we feel FOMO because we have gotten so caught up in a life that we shouldn't be living at that point in time. Because why are you going out thrice, 4 times a week if you know you can't afford it? Why are you always looking, okay, what's the difference between that and, using a substance? What's the difference? Because we seem to use it like a coping mechanism, which we honestly took up from uni. Because I know in uni things would get tough and people just want to go out, let's just go blow off some steam. But the thing is, it's not a lifestyle that you can maintain every day if you're not in that sector. If you're not working in that sector, then it's not something you can do 4 times, 5 times every week, And the thing is, one thing I realized is the parties never stop.
Yeah,
The parties
keep coming.
never, in uni we thought it can't get better than this. After uni, we're not going to be going out when we're done with uni.
Yeah.
The parties never stop. Something new always comes up, And so I think you just have to sit yourself down and realize that, man. Friendships. I have my friends. We can create good memories, but there should be time for that. I should have a balance between doing that and other priorities to better myself. Because at the end of the day, 5, 6, 7 years down the road, your friends won't care about how many parties you guys went to. They're going to want to see you grow. And if you're in the same place that they left you, then I don't think they'd still want to associate with you because now you become a burden. You're now dragging them back. So those are things you have to think about. Those are things you have to think about and ask yourself, man, sacrifice. I might miss this party today, but I'll go for the one tomorrow or next year or next month, But for now, let me use this time to better myself. Let me prioritize other things.
So how would you suggest that you overcome this specific behavior of I have to go out and fear of missing out? Because it's one thing to know it in theory that, yeah, man, I can sacrifice this party. But when it's like saying knowing using is bad, but when you're presented with a chance to smoke or do whatever drug you're using, you're going to take that chance, even though you know it in theory that, man, this is damaging my liver, damaging my lungs, whatever. So now, how do we know in theory that, yeah, fear of missing out shouldn't be such a big deal? Because first of all, you have to stipulate even if these are interests that are genuinely yours, because some of them are just bad habits we picked up and we have inherited them. But when you take some time off, you realize, man, that is really not even something I really love.
My thing,
Yeah. But then now let me say in a situation that the bar is actually, because I used to think it's a myth that no one actually loves the bar. Everyone goes there for standards and to prove a point and to do this, to copulate, to find a partner, that stuff, whatever. But then I found that some people genuinely love going out. It's a genuine love. It's funny because people say, I just love being out, loud music, and I'm dancing. It's not even about the people. It's not even about proving a point. I'll go out, I'll just get my glass of a cocktail and that's enough for me. I just love being out in loud music, probably because of different aspects. And you can't judge them for that because the same way no one ever judges you for loving to go for movies. So let me say you're this kind of person. How would you fight this fear of always missing out?
I think we need to make something clear. If you're doing that and it doesn't take anything away from your life, then it's not a problem. We're talking to the people who genuinely feel like it used to be fun, but now it feels like a burden. It feels like it's weighing us down. It's something we have to do. You understand? That's where the difference comes in. So I feel like we can attribute this to, there was a person I was talking to and she was telling me about how she stopped doing something. But I feel like the main point is there's a way your brain is unlocked when you realize that you can live without something. At the first start, it's really hard. And I think it's more of sacrifice and discipline, Let's say you're using. Your brain will be unlocked the first time you can actually go 1, 2, 3 days, a week, 2 weeks without using. You totally feel different. At the start, it might feel so hard. You might get withdrawals. You might, But once your body realizes that we can actually live without this, then it ceases to be a priority as it was before. So I feel like that's the same. And that's why they say building a habit takes how long? 21 days? 21 days. So that's the same thing. If you tell yourself, and actually there's a lot of things you can realize when you decide to, just stay home for a bit, Have you ever felt like you missed out on a party, but before you felt like, if I don't go for this party, it just won't be the same.
Yeah.
And you didn't go, but it was the same. People had fun, people moved on, they woke up the next day, life goes on. But you missed it.
Yeah,
right?
I think it's the trying to always be part of every fun thing that's happening.
Exactly.
And fun is subjective because you're not even sure if it's going to be fun for you, but you just want to be associated with wherever someone has ranked as fun.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is a good point.
So you
really.
can just try, just take some time off. Just take some time off. I mean, there was a point I thought I couldn't live without social media. I started taking some time off,
and now you have no social media account.
Like, it just happens, with time you realize I can do without this. And it doesn't hurt as much as I thought it would. So it's the same thing. You can just stay home for a bit, Give yourself some time off. Treat it like leave. It's a holiday.
And it's crazy because when you talk to some people, you realize that the major reason why they are having this FOMO, it's because of they cannot sit alone with their thoughts. Like, it's very hard to just sit alone and contemplate about your life. Like, you're just in a room and you're thinking. You're like, no, I need a distraction. So like you said, a coping mechanism. I need to be distracted. Maybe also other people use it. It's a form of, there's a lot of funny stuff in the bar, really, because most people use it as to practice their predatory behavior, because they realize that maybe in the bar, when people are drunk, they are less self-conscious and less protective. So maybe I'll go there and pick up some girls. I don't know. Yeah, which is a very funny behavior. But yeah, most people thrive on this. And yeah, pick. What would you say? Let me say I went out to the bar and picked a partner.
Haven't you?
No, I've not. But is it the best place to find a partner? Okay, not the best. Obviously, it's not the best. But is it a credible place?
Well, that's subjective. Because it depends. It depends on what people want. You could find someone that's fun and someone that you really relate to. I mean, obviously, you're not going to have that conversation there in the bar. You could have it the next day. You could exchange contacts, get to know each other deeply on a much more intimate level. So it could work out. It could not. You could find someone that's totally derailed.
Okay, let me say, would you date someone whose mode of having fun is going out?
Yes. I mean, you could go out and have fun responsibly. I mean, we shouldn't associate going out with evil completely. Whereas, to some extent, I've felt that way. I mean, if you take the Christian line, then there's our reservations to going out. But I also go out. And when I look at myself in the mirror, I don't think I'm so badly off. Do you think you're badly off?
No, I do not, but okay, yeah, I think there is also double standards, really.
Exactly.
Because you're going out and you want a girl who doesn't go out.
Man. I can't tell you that, man, I'd never be with someone that I find in the bar. But what am I doing in the bar then?
Yeah, what are you doing in the bar?
They could say the same thing about me.
I think you should be that person for yourself first before you pass on that moral judgment.
Yeah, it's subjective.
It's a good point. But then also, because, okay, I get the point some people make. I also get the other side. Like, let me say this person, okay, doesn't usually like go out a lot. But then you have a girl who's always out. Like, they go out thrice a week. So there's a lot of infidelity that could happen. But then it goes back, do you trust your partner like that?
Exactly, so it goes back to the person. That's why I told you could find someone with the values that align with yours, or you could find someone that's derailed, man. So it also depends on your skills, man. How good are you at picking out the best of the best?
I get. That's really interesting. And then what would you say about the why we, okay, I noticed something. Usually, like, let me say, people with, this is so controversial, but
are you guys listening?
People with usually low self-esteem always try the hardest when they're out, like in a certain way to prove a point. I don't know if you get it. Like, if I throw money around and buy the most expensive bottles.
Who are you trying to attack?
No one. I'm just saying, like, usually. I just read it somewhere. Yeah, usually.
No, but it's a fact. I feel like
Yeah.
that's all of us. I feel
What's
like
the correlation?
when you're insecure about something,
Mm.
you don't want people to use that as a weak, because it's a weakness, basically. You don't want people to use that against you. So when you're in public, you're trying to put on a show to make sure that people can't point out that specific thing and use it against you. So I feel like it's the same thing. It's the same thing. I mean, when you go out and you're seeing people that are doing much better than you, and you feel like you shouldn't even be there, what's your response going to be? To prove to these people that I do belong here, I should be here.
Mhm.
So it just happens. So I think people should just learn to be themselves and accept reality. And it's so much easier, by the way, and it's peaceful, because now you're making genuine relationships because people know you for who you really are. You know?
That's true. Yeah. Because when you're out, there is that pressure to fit in sometimes. You're like,
Exactly.
man, maybe I need to do something, and maybe I need to buy a bottle to be able to talk with these people, maybe to be able to associate with these people.
And also that raises the question, what kind of people are you hanging around?
Yeah,
you know?
that's also a good question. Yeah, that's why we started with, can you define friendship, and do you have a definite list of people you really call friends, and have they been showing up for you? Because there are very many issues of going out, then the next day you can't reach this person, they're not in touch really. Like the vibes are off when you guys are not drunk. Like only connect at a drunk level. You're so happy to see each other. And it's also okay. You need such people in your life, and it's okay to call them acquaintances. But then it becomes a bad thing to think these people are your friends, and then
That's
be
exactly
hurt
what I
by
was telling
everything
you
that they
earlier.
do. Yeah.
Exactly.
But when you have like your boundary of, okay, I know he's an acquaintance, so I expected that his behavior is, plausible. But if it's not, then you're going to keep getting hurt about normal things, really. Like, he didn't check up on me. He didn't ask if I reached home safe. But man, that's not the relationship you guys have at the moment. And also, I was thinking about something when we're having this conversation. We had said that going out is subjective and it's for different people, and it's a tolerable habit. But then I was thinking, like, let me say my mode of having fun is pornography. People will come at me, they'll be You can't be on the microphone and say, guys, my mode of having fun is watching porn, which is true. Some people have fun by having porn, but then it's not acceptable in society. It's not acceptable in society. Same thing with going out. Maybe we should draw a boundary bit of going out. Like, we should not accept it entirely that, hey man, this should be done.
That's exactly what we're saying. We shouldn't associate it with evil. Like, going out is evil. Going out is bad. I feel like the problem comes when it's derailing you, when it's taking more than it should be giving.
But don't you think it's always taking more than it should be giving?
How? You want to tell me there's no times we've gone out, we've had genuine fun, we've, had fun within our limits, and the next day life went on, and we just have the memories, but it's taken nothing.
We have had a couple of those things, but I'm meaning like routine going out. Like, where you have to go out every week.
That's the thing.
Like, even if
that's why we started with
fun,
I feel like it shouldn't be, unless you work in the sector. I don't think it's something that you should be doing, because at the end of the day, if you're doing that every day, then do you have a balance for other things in your life? Or, which brings it back to, are you using it as a coping mechanism? Is there something you're running away from? Because you can't tell me that for you every day, maybe after work, you just want to go to the bar. You need to go to the bar every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because it translates into your work lifestyle. You're going to work hangover, or man, you're missing out on important things because maybe you're still banged up from the last night. So I don't think it's even possible to live that lifestyle and have a balance.
Yeah, it's also because I've seen people who have gone into like spirituality and stuff. They have to lose some part, so they have to keep their other part that they love living. So that means going out should be also handled with like care and responsibility, really,
because it's more of a recreational activity. So it should bring happiness. It shouldn't be a routine. It shouldn't be something that you have to do. It should be something you do to blow off some steam.
Oh yeah,
to have some fun, create some memories. It's not something that you have to do.
If
which I feel like is a big problem for our age, our generation. It's not more of a thing we have to do, we have to go out. And that's why, personally, I told my friends straight up, if we are gonna have fun, we should like plan a little bit earlier, so I know, man. And most times it's only the weekend, because weekdays, normally people have things going on in their lives, so we only do it on the weekend. And it should be pre-planned, You tell me early, like on Wednesday, hey, on Friday we might, do this. So I can plan, I can know that, but I have a budget for this. It's not gonna affect me. And also I can communicate, with the people at home. Man, everything should be aligned. I shouldn't feel like, man, Saturday I'm waking up and I hate my life. I feel like, man,
It shouldn't be that form of where are you, then you just show.
exactly.
Yeah, that creates a lot of problems.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was amazing. I think that's our time for today. Any last thoughts on the fear of missing out?
I think people shouldn't be so scared to miss out, because at the end of the day, you live your life. So you have the chance to create memories that last a lifetime. And trust me, you're always going to be meeting people. That doesn't mean that you should take the people in your life for granted right now. But I mean, there'll always be another time, another fun time. As long as you want it to be there, you could create it. There'll always be another fun time. That artist that you want to see, he'll come back. That place that you want to go to, it'll be open next week. If you don't have the capacity, don't strain yourself. Don't lose the peace you have right now to put yourself in a position of regret later, all in the name of having fun. It's not worth it.
Brilliant. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you for jumping onto this topic, and it was an honor having you here. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Whoever hasn't subscribed, please do subscribe. It's like a small donation to us and the team. Thank you very much for watching the whole time. And then also, fear of missing out, introspect, find out your interests, find out who your friends are. Try and, have a definite definition for all of this. If you're missing out, what is it that you're really missing out on? Is it like such a big deal that you have to be there? Or do you just feel like you have to be there because it's a routine? So that will be it for today. Till next time.